All right, welcome to this training section where we're going to go ahead and walk you through the Conversations tab. So where's the Conversations tab? It is going to be located in your business platform right over there where it says Conversations. Now, you are going to be using the Conversations tab very regularly, very consistently. And so guess what? It's probably important for you to know how to be able to use it like ABCs, like Lego blocks, because when we start doing all the advanced stuff in the upcoming training sections with these basic foundations, you're going to know exactly how it works and exactly how to navigate around that, right? So whenever a client replies to a text, an email, an appointment, all of that, a lot of the times is going to happen inside of the Conversations tab. So we're going to go ahead and walk you through exactly what that looks like right now. So we're going to go over to Conversations and we're going to go ahead and break this up into 3 different sections. So we got section number 1 right over here. We got section number 2 right over here. And we got section number 3 right over here. 1, 2, 3. Let me go ahead and walk you through this so that way you can understand exactly what's going on here, okay? So this first section right over here, you got unread, recents, starred, and all. What this means is that this is all the conversations, period, everything that's going on here. But let's say these are not read. So let's say, for example, if I wanted to make this unread. So let's mark this as unread right here, right? It's going to move it right over here. So Elon Musk is now here under unread. Now, let's say, for example, I went over here and I said, you know what? I want to mark this as read. I could go over to actions and do it that way. Or I can also come over here. Let me show you, right over here, and I can click mark as read, boom, just like that, and it'll move Elon over into all right over here, okay? The other thing, let's say, for example, that there's a conversation that I got a star in order to make sure that I can come back to it. You can go ahead and click on the star right over here, and that is going to actually go ahead and put it under starred right there. So I click starred right here. Check this out. And it's going to show up right over here, right? How cool is that, okay? And then on top of that, you're also going to have recent. So this is going to be all of the recent conversations that are coming through right now. And so that's going to be here on the left tab. You can also go ahead and search. Let's say, for example, like, you know what? I want to search, boom. There's no Elon under unread, but there is Elon under all, boom, just like that, right? You also do have a filter. So let's say, for example, you're like, you know what? Show me all the conversations that are manual. Show me all the conversations going on right now that are automated. Show me all the conversations right now that the last communication channel was email or SMS or Google My Business Manager or live chat or WhatsApp or Facebook or calls or voicemail or Instagram. These are all of the different integrations inside of ClientKit that you can actually have communications with customers and contacts and clients and prospects with. How cool is that, right? This is exactly the reason why we recommend from the very beginning a business platform. ClientKit is amazing for this because of the fact that you can have conversations on so many different channels inside of one specific UI, which is amazing, right? The user interface on here, right? And then assign to whether this is your chat, whether it's assigned to a specific contact, maybe somebody else on your team, or it's unassigned. These are all the filters. If you have a lot of conversations going on, you can actually go ahead and filter very easily from that, as well as this little pencil icon allows you to actually create a new message, and you can select a contact and say, you know what? I want to send this over to Michelle, for example, right? Michelle Roberts. And then you can start a new communication, conversation message that way as well, okay? So that is going to be the first panel on here. You can see it's extremely powerful, but it does require for you to be familiar with it. Hence the reason why we are making this training, so that way you can see, okay, cool. Now I got some seeds planted in my head as to what I can do with this left column here. And then once you get to the testing yourself section here inside of this training, we're going to help you walk you through, hey, go out there and take action and mess around with it yourself. But anyways, let's go ahead and go over to the second part here. The second part is going to be where the actual feed is going on, where the actual conversations are going on, right? So inside of your feed, you are going to see, you know what, things like appointment times that are happening on here, text messages that are going out, emails that are going out. Now, we did say this in a previous training section. Do not go out there yet and send out emails and text messages. There's a way to set that up for business purposes. If you have not yet gone through those trainings, there's a method to this madness. Make sure you're following along. So right now, you may not be able to send SMS and email, but we're just showing you, hey, this is where it's going to be once you are ready to go ahead and send that out. And we will go ahead and in those other trainings, dive further into all these other features for that specifically. But for right now, I do want to just go ahead and focus specifically only on the Conversations tab, okay? So right over here, you will see that there is an archive. So you can archive this conversation. Like we said, you can star it. You can mark it as read or unread. You can also go ahead and delete this conversation. Be careful. You don't want to do that. And then of course, right here, you also have filters. So within the conversation, if you're like, you know what, only show me all of the appointments for Elon. Boom, it'll filter that out. No, show me only the SMS. Boom, it'll show me that. SMS and appointments or all, right? So you can actually have a filter on there that is going to be extremely powerful if you want to see specific things that are going on within the conversation for Elon. And then finally, here on the right side, you have kind of a condensed version of what's on the contact page, which is all of the primary important information related to Elon, right? So you have his name over here. You're going to have his email, right? The phone number is going to be here. The owner, if there's a specific team member who is inside of your business platform that is assigned to this contact. You're also then going to have, if there's any tags that are for this specific contact, are going to be located here. You can also create a new tag and add a new tag there as well. In terms of if there's any active automations or workflows that this contact is in. Again, tags and workflows and automations, these are all things we're going to have different trainings for. So don't be overwhelmed with them right now. We're going to help you get set up with automations from scratch later on. But we're just walking you through what that looks like, as well as if this contact has DND turned on for any of his channels. So for example, DND stands for Do Not Disturb. So if that is turned on for this contact, these are going to be checked off. But for most contacts, none of these will be checked off. And then obviously there's some additional information down here as well. Now, of course, from here, we can also go in and edit the name. We can also go in and say, cool, I'm going to call this contact. I'm going to email this contact. You can do that from here as well. But again, right now, you probably don't have that set up for business. So do not try to do that even as a test. Right now, you want to avoid those features. Right now, we're just showing you where those features are once you actually get there. From here, you can also click in and say, hey, you know what? Show me all the appointments that Elon has, right? So it'll show you all the historical appointments that Elon has ever booked inside of your system. Super extremely powerful stuff over here, right? As well as all the sales pipeline opportunities that this contact may be a part of. So we'll show you more about this when you get into the sales course, and we actually talk to you about marketing course and actually how to keep track of your sales pipeline, which is going to be an extremely valuable tool for you as well. So you can go through, hey, show me contact information, show me appointments, show me sales pipeline. All of this is going to be very valuable. And then there is a little arrow right here that you can actually collapse that if you wanted to go ahead and show the actual conversation tab a little bit more. And then you can just click on contacts again, and that'll show up, or you can click on appointments and that'll show up again here as well. Okay. And so that is going to be the 3 sections for the conversations tab. All right. Now there is some other things on here in terms of manual actions, template snippets, and trigger links. I'm not going to talk about this because right now for you, what's practical and what's going to actually yield results in your business, these are not going to be practical for you right now. In the upcoming training sections, when they are applicable and when they are practical for you, we will go in and talk to you about, hey, what are manual actions? We'll talk to you about templates and all that kind of stuff. We'll talk to you about trigger links. Trigger links are really awesome. It's kind of like automations that you can set up when somebody clicks on a link. There's some really cool features in here, but again, we want to keep this light. We want to keep this tactical so that way it is actually useful for you. And conversations tab, for sure, all of what we talked about is going to be extremely powerful as the Lego building blocks for what we talk about upcoming. Now, is this everything that you need to know about the conversations tab? Nope. And guess what? ClientKit, just like all the other softwares that we use in some of our favorite apps, they update their features and they update their UI and their user interface and how it looks all the time, right? And so this is the reason why we say this in almost every single training. This is a community-based program. We only record these trainings for the new people who are joining the program so that way they can go ahead and get up to speed. But for all of the latest learnings, all of the difficulties that people are having, if there's any changes to the platform, if there are any things that needs to be updated, all of that is going to be inside of the community because amazing community members like you are going to be posting your successes, your failures, your issues, your questions, all your comments, your concerns are all going to be in the community. And then only every once in a while do we go ahead and actually take all of the best learnings from the community and compile them into a training. But if you're waiting for the trainings, you're already behind schedule because all the amazing learnings are happening inside of the community. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, what you want to do right now is you want to pause this training, go over to your business platform, open up ClientKit, and you want to actually play around with the conversations tab. You want to come in here, click around. Okay, I know it sounds silly, but all you got to do is just click around, see the filters, see create message, see what it looks like. Try to go from like, hey, how does the unread work? How do I start this? All of that is going to be invaluable for you because that is what's going to cement in your head how this feature actually works. Do not wait until you actually have to use the feature to even start tinkering with it, okay? If you do that, that is already a sign that you're not going to be set up for success and you're a entrepreneur, okay? So you want to go ahead and prove to yourself that you are not a entrepreneur, that you are committed to this by going in and actually doing the action, which is the repetition that's going to allow you to unlock the skill that's going to help make sure that you are rocking and rolling. Now, in terms of what is next, we're not done yet. Remember, this is just the ABCs, the Lego building blocks of what we're going to be doing. Now that you understand, hey, this is my contact management system, this is my CRM system. Now it's like, cool, what can we build on this? How can we build an amazing business on this? That's exactly what we're going to continue to dive into as we go through the rest of all of the training sections that are going to be up and coming. Ladies and gentlemen, your hard work is paying off. You're doing amazing. It's amazing to see how far you've come. Trust me, this is going to all pay off. I know right now it seems like, oh man, we're going to just learn all this stuff. Don't worry. This is the building blocks of how you build an amazing, successful, solid business. Keep the momentum up. Your vision is only going to become a reality if you stick up with that action, keep that momentum going on. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been how to use the Conversations tab. We will catch you in the next training section.